folks, welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a what to watch video. I did one on Young Ming a long time ago, but since he needs a friend, I decided to do one on Young Xian. Why? Why ask why? This man is talented, point blank, period. If you need an intense yandere sort of man in your drama, insert Young Xian. And this is the very man who I dubbed Face Eater because Passionate Kisses is amongst his most talented qualities. But since he's been dipping into vertical drama territory, I won't highlight those or the ones he's a legit support character in, but I will mention the ones that he may be a second lead in, but is still considered a main cast. So yep, overall, this list will solely focus on his main lead roles in horizontal dramas. The reason why I'm doing this list is because he deserves the recognition, and he's honestly one of the hardest working actors in the biz. Just in 2025, including main, support, and vertical roles, he taps out at 10 projects that was released last year. In 2024, he also had 10 dramas that premiered that year. So yeah, his work ethic is something else. This list will include all of his dramas that are currently on YouTube right this minute, especially his mini ones. Many of which I've either finished, started, or haven't gotten to, and I will make a note of those of which I have. So let's get started because the man's credits on YouTube is very long. First off, we have Love and Bid Farewell. This one I'm going to talk about the most because this is the one I've watched the most, and this was my introduction to him. This was released in 2024 and was on my top 10 list for that year. I believe it was number 6. It's a historical drama where the female lead is seeking revenge against those who offed her family, so she solicits Young Xian's character for help. But things become complicated when other factors come into play, and our male lead goes off his freaking rocker halfway through with possessiveness, jealousy, and other red flag issues. When I mention a yandere male, the character Young Xian portrays is the living definition of it. The chemistry between him and Huan Lin is intense. The acting is very good, as is the costume design and the cinematography. The imagery, oh my gosh. I've been wanting to do a project that I've mentioned before with the color choices of their robes and what they mean, because each scene kind of gives you a good hint of what all the color choices are regarding it, so they really did choose each one carefully. Not to mention, I've also been seeing her blue robe in other dramas, especially in vertical dramas, so that robe is already living on, but I'm not sure before she got it who else might have worn it. But this was overall very well done for a mini drama, but I'm going to forewarn you, as good as everything I have mentioned, this drama isn't for the faint of heart midway. It goes very, very dark. So if you can't handle it, or if you're at least curious about the build up to everything, I would say watch until about episode 8 to 12 and then bail, but go as much as your tolerance will get you. Next on the list is Queen of Darkness. This one's a modern day drama that released sometime this past November. This one he co-stars with Feng Jin, who was in the drama I really liked last year, which was Sinful Marriage. She's also in a couple dramas I've been wanting to watch, which is Embrace in the Dark Night and Affinity, the later of which just premiered a few weeks ago. But anyway, this drama involves Feng Jin as an heiress who lost her memory in a car accident. While piecing back together her life because she is misidentified as someone else, she is drawn to Young Xian's character, who is an inspector. And together they unravel all the mysteries concerning her life and the conspiracy around it. Now, is this one on my list in the immediate future? Heck yes it is. I am for sure putting this on my list to watch this year, but I want to watch Embrace the Dark Night and Affinity first before I dig into this one. But from the preview of episode 1, it already has intrigued me, but beware. Yoku put this sucker behind a members only paywall, but if you don't mind going off-roading, our friend at Daily Motion has it. Alright, let's keep this party going with Culinary Vendetta. This historical one came out early last year and has one of my favorites, Dan Chen, as the leading lady to our leading man. And in this one, it's a comedy. Yes, the man does a few of them, but y'all, it's so camp. The second female lead is over the top evil. The slapping and a lot of the other acting is as well. And there's some weird choices in humor that I have no idea what they were thinking about, but he does have great chemistry with Don Chen. But is it as good as Don's chemistry with her steady work husband, Da Gao Zheng? Not quite there, but pretty close. Their kissing scenes are amongst the supreme heights of this drama, pun intended. But Xian plays a great, diligent, loving, and patient husband to Danchun while she seeks revenge against those who accused and offed her family for being traitors. And a bit of disclaimer for future dramas that I'm about to go through on this list. A good bit of them do deal with women seeking revenge. But I will say one part that made me cackle out loud is that Danchun's character is so devoted in wanting retribution, she tells her husband that she wants her mourning period to go on for 3 years, and he's visibly rattled at hearing it. But of course, he's such a great husband that he's willing to acquiesce with that, even though he wants to be with his wife in that way. But trust me, his mother would not be denied her grandchild. But if you're into lower middle tier camp, I'd recommend this one. So let's go on to our next drama, which is The Revenge of Begonia. I wasn't lying that there was a theme of revenging females here. This time it's a Republican drama that he co-stars with Hung Cho. I'm about 5 to 6 episodes in, so I haven't finished it yet, but I still intend to. But this story involves an opera actress / singer marrying Yang Zishan's character, who is a marshal and the son of a warlord. She's there to uncover what happened to her senior brother, and accessing this family will lead her to this answer. But it's hard to keep her feelings clear for her husband, who'd fiercely protect her to keep her safe. Now, out of most of the Republican dramas I've watched, this is probably the most beautiful I've ever seen, just by the saturation. The colors are vibrant and they stand out, and especially when it comes to her dresses or even her lipstick. And y'all, it is smaxy. And I mean out the gate, you get an indication of that as soon as you step into episode 1. And Yang Zishan is what I call a cool red flag in this drama, if that makes sense. He's a red flag, but he'll burn down the house if anyone comes to harm you. That I'm fine with for the sake of drama. But I think out of most of his filmography, this one might get you a good idea of his intensity without too many sirens going off. But I could be saying this prematurely with the 5 episodes I've watched. But those who have seen it in full could tell me wrong in the comments. Alright, we're going to keep this journey going with A Fleeting Dream. Again, who is one of the hardest working men in the biz? This one is, because this drama came out right before Queen of Darkness did in November. So this one he stars with Han Lu-yao from Undercover Affair, which again, she had co-starred in that one with Young Ye Ming. And would you like to guess what this one's about? A lot of features that I've already mentioned before. Is it a Republican era drama? Check. A dislodged wealthy daughter? Check. And said wealthy daughter bent on revenge? Ding 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 ding. All of the above. Yang Zishan's character saves her, so together they're on the road to revenge. Honestly, this is one I might personally skip. It's one of his lowest rated dramas, and if we're being real, a rinse and repeat of a lot of the other ones in his catalog. In real talk, you'll probably get better from Love and Bid Farewell or The Revenge of Begonia, but don't take my advice though. Watch for yourself, you might find a diamond in the rough. We're moving along to Unspeakable Longing. The plot for this drama isn't his typical, which is a change, but not the first you've seen. This historical drama came out in 2024 and stars Lin Shen-yi as a transmigrated author of her own work. But she's in it thinking everything will go smoothly, but it hasn't. The plot has gone off the rails where she's trying to ensure her character's survival by having Yang Zishan's character fall in love with her. I believe I scanned watched this one, meaning that I just touched on a few scenes, especially with them involved, but I haven't devoted my time to fully watch it. But I still plan on doing so sometime. What I did see on the second viewing of me snagging videos is that it seems that he is dual nature, where he plays a sickly prince with some comedic turns, but then he flips and plays a dark, shady character as well. Even still, I would consider this as one of his safer dramas, and the acting is pretty good in it. Cinematography is also better than a few I have mentioned, so I would recommend watching this one. Let us go on to an earlier one of his, which is My Celestial College. To be honest, I may never watch this drama. This was back in 2017, and Xian plays one of the mains in this series where the female lead, Daisy Lee, is a junior high school girl, and she accidentally makes it into a fairyland examination room. After that, she's admitted into a celestial college, and hijinks ensues. Now, he looks slightly different than he does now, but you can still tell that it's him, and that's to be expected considering that it's been 9 years since this one premiered. And it's a pretty interesting concept, and as far as I can see, he is not the overall main guy that will eventually get with the female lead. That's what my assumption is, but it seems like he does have a great deal of screen time. But like I said, not sure if this one will be for me, but hey, it may speak for you. Let us go on with Eternal Joy with You. So this one premiered back in November, and I watched it then because this is one of the dramas I was waiting for, and I will tell you why. It reunites Xian with Xuan Lin, his co-star from Love and Bid Farewell. Xuan Lin plays a woman reborn who exacts revenge against those who wronged her, which is her husband, his mistress, and her mother-in-law, just to start off. And if I am to keep this 100, y'all, this drama disappointed me, especially in comparison to their previous drama together, where Love and Bid Farewell is rich, intense, provoking. The production quality on this one is much lower, the acting is subpar, and if I'm being honest, cartoonish. And it even comes down to me not liking how they did the makeup on his eyebrows. I did not like it. It was distracting to me. I was even ticked that on the thumbnail of this drama, they have joy twice. And they still have not changed it since it premiered in November. And also what is interesting with this one is that technically it's supposed to be a 24-episode drama, but they have doubled it up, or at least the people who have released it. I forget what the production company is off the top of my head, but they have doubled it up to where now it was 12 episodes, which I didn't mind, especially at the time. Also, with Love and Bid Farewell being such a dark drama, I was hoping for one that would be more towards the light, which this one is, but not with the intensity I was hoping for. It was comedic and they played off of each other very well, and there was a scene in there towards the end where he brings the tears and the emotion. Very great acting on his behalf. But yeah, to say that I was disappointed with this one is an understatement, but you still can find like some value out of this, especially with their second pairing together, if you don't want to indulge in something overly dark like Love and Bid Farewell. Let's go into an interesting twist, which is Estranged, Fall in Love. This 2023 drama stars Xian as a prince from the Wu dynasty who's determined to save his childhood sweetheart, but they have the option to live another life. This one I won't really talk about in depth so much. This one is a little bit of an anomaly because this is technically just the first season, as it were, to the series I'm about to describe next. So the drama coming after this is a sequel, which is actually called Chasing Love. So this 2024 drama reunites Malhu with Yang Zishan, and it continues their love story from Estranged, Fall in Love. She plays his love in different lifetimes after his character sacrifices his daughter to break the female lead's curse. Yeah, you can tell that that's probably not going to go over very well. Despite the different intrigues and plots from either family or the court itself, they're still drawn to each other each and every lifetime. Now, I remember I watched the first bit of this one back when I first learned about him. I didn't realize until I started doing this outline that this was actually a sequel to Estranged, Fall in Love. But also, the cinematography is just right with this one because it kind of gave me a lot of Love and Bid Farewell feelings in that same kind of saturation and tone and quality. And I'm not sure I will watch this. I'm kind of like on the fence on it because Love and Bid Farewell was already tough for me to get through because of how his character acted. He was abominable in it, but at the same time, by the time I got there, I'm like, I have to see how it ends. But with this one, I think his character is going to be more or less the same thing, but I think they try to liven it with each of the lifetimes that they're in and involved in. But I don't know how I'm going to feel about that because I know a lot of people, I think in the comment section, were practically saying like throw the whole land away still. So I don't know if I will personally delve into it, but never say never. It just probably might be on a I'll get to it eventually pile. I think that's where it's going to go. I will say also, if you're going to look for this sequel, I will have to say is that in order for you to find it on YouTube, you'll probably have to type in Chasing Love, Xian or Smile Hue in order to find it, because there's a lot of C dramas with that name. I think also a girl love Thai drama. So there's about like 3 or 4 different dramas with that. And one is historical, so you might get the two confused. And I will say, like, initially when I was searching for this, now that the full quote-unquote movie version of it popped up, but as soon as I clicked on that version, then it showed me the episodes for Chasing Love. So just let you know. But Estranged Fall in Love, I think, is just free and clear. You can just search for that one, and that came up just fine with all the episode breakouts, and I think with the full movie version too. Let us go on to one I just recently finished, or finally finished, which is Taking Love as a Contract. This one's a modern day drama that came out in 2024. This one stars Lu Yanqi as our female lead, who's an inspiring actress who assumes the identity of an heiress to the He family in order to protect her grandmother's house. Xian is the adopted son of the He family, who she makes this contractual deal with to portray said missing heiress, but he's not quite as aloof as he seems. Now, the plot you've seen before. The acting, especially from the second leads, meh. But on a side note though, her crazy, gross boyfriend is played by Chang Chang, who, if you are into verticals, has really been shining through on them. And mostly on there, he plays mob characters, which I think he's better at. Even though this character is kind of similar, he kind of plays a swarmy character, but in the vertical world, he is a really, really strong male lead over there. But what's funny is that he acts better over there than he does in here. But getting back to this drama, I love the dynamics between these two, and Yang Zishan plays the type of character he's good at, which is the aloof but adamant lover. But he wears these horn-rimmed glasses that makes him seem like he's angry all the time, but he's not. I love the scenes where his glasses are off, where there's softness to their relationship, especially towards the middle and the end of the series. It is so cute between the two of them. So it's almost like the glasses are a mask or a facade until he's able to be open with her. Now this one, even though it gives you some elements of the intensity of what he can do in his acting, it is dialed back in comparison to a lot of his other intense characters, like he played in Love and Bid Farewell, or another drama I have to get to. Overall, this is a pretty solid little series at 23 episodes, because what happened in episode 24 was stupid. So yeah, watch until episode 23 and you'll be fine. Let us go on to the next one. Y'all, I told you, this one's a long list because that man has been, like I told you, busy. So we have this one, which is Fate of Beauty. This 2024 drama stars Jane Chu-han as a woman whose family was falsely accused by Yang Zishan's character, which topples them. So she undergoes disguise years after the fact to restore her family's honor. Now, this one seems interesting because since he's listed in the credits after Jia Huan-ran, the other male lead that he's in this love triangle with, it makes me wonder if he's truly the second lead. But it says he's main lead instead of being a support character, and there's a lot of scenes with him together with her in seductive ways. However, this is purely speculation just based off of what he did, and I doubt he's the one the female lead will choose in the end, considering he's the one who imploded her family. I mean, usually the theory stands if you attack someone's family or murk somebody of said family, happily ever after for that pairing does not end well. And it seems like she will have a sweet romance with Yang Zishan's brother, the first male lead. But the description says that their love triangle is supposed to be pre-dynamic together, which has me intrigued on how intricate we're talking, especially when the female lead is determined to make him suffer. But I guess we'll see what the conclusion of that one will be. But I'm definitely putting this one on my list to watch sometime this year. Let's get into another drama of his, which is intriguing to me, that recently came out. And y'all, this title, Realms Night Rain Dreamlike. This drama just came out at the tail end of last year. So this one stars Xian as a leader of a group of men, but when failing to escort a witness to exonerate a general, he falls out of favor. Upon the good graces of one family and with an old acquaintance of his, Yu, they proceed to fight for justice and righting all the wrongs in the world. I will say not only does he look good with this because he's rocking grayish black hair, which is very hot on him. This one is another rare thing of his because this one is a bromance/BL leaning drama. But you know what? And this also could be just favoritism, but this is actually amongst his highest ranking ones that he currently has on MDL. So now I'm intrigued to watch it. I'm definitely going to put this on my watch list to hopefully get to this year if I can. That is the list currently on YouTube. Now I'm going to mention these other remaining two with an asterisk with it. These are the dramas that either were previously on YouTube that still have clips or whatever still on it, or dramas that doesn't seem like it's in full. So one of them is My Uncanny Destiny. This 2023 historical drama is one I regret not finishing it before it was plucked off of YouTube. But Jung Yoon-nan plays a woman whose father labeled her as a boy when she was born for the sake of the throne, and her kingdom has long been at war with Xian's kingdom. But when they meet by happenstance and she loses her memory, everything goes left in him. Now this was the first time I was exposed to Xian's comedic timing. This drama is unhinged, and I loved it. Far better than Culinary Vendetta. And it's his highest ranking drama that he's the main in, so it is very well liked. It's 30 minutes per episode in lieu of the usual mini dramas he does. So I don't know if iQIYI might have pulled it off because usually they like to keep their most popular and better dramas, of course, behind paywalls. But I hope it might come back sometime so I can finish it. It's so good, and rewatching the clips of the episodes I did so I can get some videos for this just documents just how much I did enjoy it. It's so good. And again, I will put this on the safer drama to watch because it is completely off the chain funny. I loved it. Now let me get to the drama that is the polar opposite of that, which is Love Trap or Limerence. This 2024 drama is the one I keep seeing on Bookface, where iQIYI advertises the crud out of it on the shorts over there. Why? Because it's great marketing for his face eater aesthetic. The plot for this one is Zhao Endi's character is undercover during the Republican era, and she's trying to get close to a warlord while at a shady auction. But she gets sold to Xian, her estranged lover, who went ghost after a betrayal, and I believe a betrayal done by her. But he's wanting to get revenge against her, so guess what? Torment galore, because of course he does. I think this one has the dark, edgy elements of what I like acting-wise from Xian in Love and Bid Farewell, but I already acknowledged that there's some elements in there that I do not approve of, like the forced kissing and everything else, even though he does kiss intensely. But I don't know if he goes full-fledged ugly like his other character did, but I'm willing to entertain it for Love Trap. I can still watch things objectively even if I don't agree with the plot or character choices. I'm looking for like just plot and intensity, and if this will actually do the justice and be a little bit different than a lot of the Republican era plots that I've seen. So it makes me also intrigued about why she betrayed him in the first place. I did see that there was a full version. It's about like an hour and a half, but it seems like it's just an edited version about all their things together. And I don't know if I'm desperate enough to watch that. I'd rather watch everything in full. And so I'm like, since I have a full list of a lot of stuff to watch between him and so many other things, it's one of those things like, I can wait. I've waited this long. I can wait a few more. And plus, I'm sure he'll have any other dramas this year that'll come out, especially one that I'm really looking forward to with a certain person. I think I can wait. It's not going to be a big deal for me. So, sorry for talking y'all's ear off, but this is currently, as of right now, his list of dramas on YouTube, good, bad, and indifferent, behind paywall or not. And like I said, Baby has been steadily working, and there's a lot more coming this year. Special thanks to the meticulous workers at My Drama List for all the summaries of his dramas. I can tell you for sure that so far, I've really enjoyed Love and Bid Farewell, even though I've wanted to dropkick his character off a cliff. I appreciate Taking Love as a Contract and Culinary Vendetta with his acting with Don Chun. My Uncanny Destiny is definitely a vibe that I need to complete. And the Revenge of Begonia is great so far, even if the plot is a bit run-of-the-mill, but I think it's amongst his best, especially in the Republican era drama. Now, dramas I'm looking forward to of his. He has a third drama coming out with He Xuan Lin, which is a Republican era drama called Destiny. I hope it's a good drama in the middle of Love and Bid Farewell and Eternal Joy with You. There's also one he has coming out with Wen Mo Yan, who was Don Chun's bestie on Always Have, Always Will, and she was a real one on that one. Not sure what the plot calls for, but I'm curious about it nonetheless. Also, there's a vertical drama that I spotted on the same day I'm actually recording this, and he co-stars with Meng Na, who is one of the vertical drama queens. I don't have an overall scope of the drama and what exactly it is, but from what everyone said in the comment section, they expressed how much they loved that the main actors matched each other's energies. So I think I'll have to put that one on my list to watch. Even though I have not really been gravitating to any of his vertical dramas, I've been really trying to watch a lot of his minis, so I haven't really veered into that because I also do not like the whole idea that he has to do it. But it is tough out there in the C world, and maybe one of these days I'll probably just talk about the dramas, because there's a lot of mini drama actors that have suddenly started to do vertical dramas. So it makes me intrigued on how and why, even though I know even from the top the industry is getting very, very tough. He also has one with Guo Yuxin, and she has actually gotten her step up. She's going to be in Ryan Chung's drama, The Lament of Autumn. I did see a photo of her being arm in arm with him, so she gets to be proximity. She's not just an extra, she's actually going to be pretty close to him acting wise. I really love that for her because she's a really good one too. But Yang Zishan's drama with her actually just premiered. And I think it's supposed to come out on February 8th. I think that's when it's supposed to come out. It's probably already made its way to YouTube, or is about to, or even on Daily Motion. So it's already circulating, I'm sure, by now. But what's interesting about the plot of this drama is that he's a boy during the day, but he becomes a man at night. So it gives me very much East of the Sun, West of the Moon feelings. And that's like one of my favorite fairy tales, of him being a bear during the day, but a prince at night. So it's very intriguing about what that one's about. There's also another one of his, I think it probably might be a vertical drama, called Nang Chuang Se, where the female lead learns that she's a doomed side character from comments online. So she uses the info she learned from said comments to blackmail Yang Zishan's character, who's the villain of the piece. And I'm not sure that this will be a mini drama or a vertical, but we'll see. So yeah, that is a lot of the dramas that I've already seen that are coming down the pike, or like I said, all the ones that's currently on YouTube. And I am so sorry I have kept y'all this long, but the man deserves his accolades, and as you can see, there's a reason why that his drama list is so long and he is so high in demand. Or maybe like he's willing to take chances, which is the reason why a lot of times he might have taken a lot of these vertical dramas. So go ahead, swan dive into it. Let me know, like I said, if you watch any of his dramas and which ones are your favorites. I've already given you mine, but hey, it's just a thought.